Hey, I'm back this time with my candle and wax empties for the month of May 2021. I don't have any chit chat, so let's jump right in and get started. As always, I'll start with my candles and then go into my wax melts. So my candle burning was fairly slow this month. I only got through one Bath & Body Works candle, and this is it. This is the lemon cake pop. This is new for this year, back in the springtime, kind of like spring transition. The keynotes are frosted citrus glaze, vanilla cake pop, and sugar crystals. I purchased this, I think back in April. I purchased it quite a while ago, and I purchased it because I thought that on cold sniff it was absolutely divine. It was so good. It smelled like a lemon kind of cake bar, a lemon treat that I would eat, and I really, really loved it. However, I had one person, I don't remember who, but one person commented on that haul video that I did, and by the way, I'll link it down below, and they said that it smelled really good on cold, but it smelled kind of off when they were burning it, and I do have to agree with that. So unfortunately, there's something kind of like that kind of turned a little bit and made it kind of not edible smelling while it was burning. It was very unfortunate. So for that reason, I'm really not going to be seeking this out. I'm glad that I tried it, and I'm glad that it was so good on cold sniff, but it really didn't translate burning. For that reason, I wouldn't recommend it if you can find it at SAS, just for that reason alone. I mean, maybe it's different if you want to like chop it up. I don't know if that would make a difference, but if you were seeking it out to burn it, I wouldn't recommend it, unfortunately. I hope that Bath & Body Works can come out with this again and come out with an iteration that really translates well burning, but in the meantime, I will not be repurchasing it, and I will not be seeking it out at SAS. Okay, so that was my one Bath & Body Works candle that I finished off. I also finished off a couple candles from other brands. I finished off a DW Home candle. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll put that down below at Schoolhouse of Iron. You will know that a couple weeks ago, I just kind of went on an on-the-whim kind of trip to TJ Maxx, and I found some new DW Home candles, and they had this one, which is Fairway. So I was drawn to this for a couple of reasons. Number one, is a really pretty green color. Green's my favorite color. And number two, I really love grass scents. I'm not a golfer, so like this actual like product itself, you know, I wasn't like, oh my goodness, it's a golf candle, like whatever. I will say though, that cute lid though, it is like golf themed, and the lid was kind of cool. But anyway, like I'm not a golfer, but I do enjoy it because, you know, like I said, I love green, and I love grass scents. So I was really drawn to it because it had a really beautiful earthy grass fragrance. So I mentioned in my Instagram post that if you're a fan of Middle Earth from Super Tarts, you would probably like this because it has a similar dirt note to it. So this is definitely different. It did have a grass fragrance to it, but it had a very distinct kind of earthy dirt note that I actually really enjoyed. So yeah, I picked it up even though DW Home kind of like isn't necessarily my thing. And I burned it a couple of times, and the first couple burns were pretty solid. It was a little bit like not that strong. I'd say probably like a 4 or a 5. It was okay. But after about burn number 3, I just couldn't smell it anymore. So you'll notice the wax is gone because I popped this thing in my candle crock that I have, and it did okay for a couple days and then really petered out. So for the size of the candle and the fact that it was a 2-wick, and for the fact that it cost me $10, you know, if you don't like a really strong candle, and if you do like DW Home, I would recommend it, but I don't feel like I would repurchase this, even though it was such a good fragrance. So love the fragrance on cold. It was fine for the beginning when I was burning it and melting it, but then very quickly died. So would I repurchase it? No, but like I said, if you are into golf, like if you're looking for a Father's Day gift or whatever, and this is something that maybe your husband or dad or whatever would be interested in, if you like kind of the medium strength kind of candles, this might be good for you, but personally, I would not repurchase it. All right, and the next 2 items or 2 candles I used up were from Charmed Aroma. If you have been with my channel for at least a couple of weeks, I recently was sent some items from Charmed Aroma just to try out on my channel, and I finished up 2 of my 3 candles that they sent me. So the first one that I finished up is Orange Creamsicle. There aren't any notes on the bottom of this, but Charmed Aroma are soy candles, and I mentioned in my video reviews that they do have really good longevity. So if you get kind of frustrated with how quickly like a Bath & Body Works candle burns down, these burn slower. So they are 2 2.5 ounces. Are the Bath and Body Works candles 14 ounces or 14.5? I don't remember. 14.5. Okay, so this is 2.5 ounces smaller, but because it only has 2 wicks, it takes longer to burn. So again, if you are frustrated with how quickly Bath and Body Works candles burn down, then this might be a better option for you. Also, Charmed Aroma's shtick is that it always, like every candle, every item that you purchase from them comes with some kind of jewelry inside. So this came with a necklace. I'm not wearing it today. I'm not wearing any necklace today, but I have worn the necklace in this candle a couple of times and I do really like it. Chain's a little bit long for me, but that's just a personal thing, but in general I would recommend it. So would I personally purchase this exact candle again? Probably not, just because the scent in Orange Creamsicle was not as like edible as I wanted it to be. It smelled more like a body care orange. But I think that in general, when you can get Charmed Aroma on sale, and if you're interested in the jewelry inside, then I think it is worth your while. So again, I would recommend Charmed Aroma as a brand, but I just personally wouldn't repurchase this exact candle. Okay, and then the, excuse me, the other Charmed Aroma candle I used up is Cotton Candy. This was the very first one that I reviewed. Again, no scent notes, but it's the soy wax blend, 12 ounces. This one came also with a necklace that I have worn a couple times as well. I was drawn to this one originally because it just sounded really yummy. This one was definitely the weakest out of the Charmed Aroma candles that I bought, but again, if you're a person who wants kind of a medium throw kind of candle, this is probably gonna be a good one for you. So didn't perform or throw especially well in my big open concept room that has my kitchen, dining, and living room, but it did do pretty well in my smaller bedroom. So this one, I don't know what happened to it. I have quite a bit of wax left, but one of the wicks dudded out like really early. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it was just me, but I don't know. Anyway, but the other one burned for quite a while after that. So, and if you look at my Orange Creamsicle one, it burned down pretty far. So like I said, lots of longevity if you can find it on sale. And if you're interested in the charm, the jewelry that comes inside, I think it is worth it. But just like the Orange Creamsicle, the fragrance itself didn't really do it for me, so I would purchase from Charmed Aroma in the future, but not this exact candle. Okay, so those are my candles. Now let's get into my wax melts. I'll get into my Yankees. I finished up 2 tarts and berry trifle. I have shown these on my channel before. I bought these at the winter semi-annual sale at Yankee, and I still have 2 left because I bought a whole bunch of them. I'm a big fan of berry trifle. It is marketed as a winter fragrance, but it's such a really yummy, kind of lush, red berry scent, and I can use it any time of year. So I would repurchase these. I wouldn't really go out of my way to seek them again, but I do enjoy berry trifle and have for a long time. Okay, now finally let's get into my Walmart wax. I went ham on my clamshells in the month of May, and I used up almost all of them. So it was quite a time with my wax collection in the month of May. So let's jump in first to Better Homes and Gardens. I used up a rainy spring day. I really enjoyed this picture. This to me is kind of like a dupe for Rain-Kissed Leaves. I'm a big Rain-Kissed Leaves person, so if you like Rain-Kissed Leaves, I would recommend this. However, if like a kind of sharp or stringent, kind of watery, leafy fragrance is really not your jam, I wouldn't recommend it. But like I said, if you're a Rain-Kissed Leaves person, definitely check this out. It's such a good one, and I'll definitely repurchase it. The next one that I used up is also another one that I have repurchased and will continue to repurchase. This is the Island Coconut Creamsicle. This has been repackaged. I don't remember what it originally was, but I have had this scent before. It is so good. Love it. It's always good for like a nice kind of springy or summery day. If you loved coconut leaves from Bath and Body Works kind of back in the day, this to me is kind of a dupe for that. So how this was a dupe for Rain-Kissed Leaves, this I think is a dupe for coconut leaves, and it's so good. Love it. It's definitely like a little bit creamy, but definitely a body care coconut. Like, this is not a coconut I would sit there and like put on a dessert, but it is really nice. So again, if you like coconut leaves, or if you did back in the day, check this one out. The next one I used up is another one that I repurchased several times. This is a sugared melon kiwi. It came in a really pretty bright green wax. Very nice, sugary, fruity, very kid-friendly. It is strong, but like generally not offensive. Like, I feel like you would have a hard time finding people who don't like this fragrance, or who would not like this fragrance. But yeah, it's not my favorite, but I do enjoy having it from time to time if I want something kind of easy with my wax for the day. So I would repurchase it. It's not something I would hoard per se, but I do like it. Next one, I guess kind of like all these are repurchases. I also used up another Sunlit strawberry patch. I've used these up before, they're really nice. I like to pair this with, Vanilla Cookie Crunch. I like to pair those two together to kind of create almost like a strawberry cookie kind of vibe. So I think that strawberry is one of those things that can be done really poorly. It can come off kind of medicinal or just kind of like wrong. And I think that this can come off a little bit medicinal, and that's part of the reason why I like to pair it with Vanilla Cookie Crunch, but I still really enjoy it overall. I would repurchase it. The last Better Homes and Gardens item I used up is my baby. This is my Sweet Watermelon Buttercream. I absolutely adore it. I have hoarded this. I'm down to 2, so I'll be at a point soon-ish that I'll want to repurchase a whole bunch more of these. I absolutely adore this. I love the picture. When I first started melting this a couple years ago, I swear that to me it just smelled like watermelon Kool-Aid. I really wasn't getting any kind of icing note to it, but as I continue to melt it, I do get more and more of that icing note. So it's definitely in the background. You definitely get the watermelon first, but this is such a dreamy fragrance, and I look forward to having more of this in the future. All right, so let's get into sensationals. For sensationals, I used up the last of my lemon blueberry donuts. This one is also very lovely. I don't like it as much as the Sweet Watermelon Buttercream, but this is also one that I would love to see come back if it's not already back, and I would love to purchase more of. So I purchased this for the first time back in the fall, and I loved it. It was so good. I do get a little bit of like a cereal vibe kind of, but I think that overall it does smell exactly what like it sounds like. So I get the kind of lemony scent from it. I get blueberry for sure, and I get a donut as well. So it smells like a frosted blueberry donut, and I really loved it. So again, this is my last out of the 3 that I originally purchased, and I will definitely buy more as long as I can find more. The next ones I used up, the last 3 actually, are ones that I've purchased from Sensationals since they have changed their packaging. So this one is the passion fruit banana. So I was drawn to it because I really enjoy yellow. I really enjoy banana, tropical fruits, passion fruit, etc., etc. And like I said, I really enjoyed the color of the wax too. I noticed that since they changed their packaging, and by the way, I don't really love it. Like, it kind of is what it is, but like, I don't know. I don't like it as much as like this. But I have noticed that on the back, they have started to kind of categorize like where these scents kind of fit in or what kind of category they have. So this is the fruit fragrance family. And it definitely is spot on. I mean, it smells like authentic fruit, but it does smell a little bit medicinal as well. So I didn't hate it, but it's not something that I think I'd repurchase. Glad that I tried it, because I felt like if I didn't, I would just spend forever like wanting to try it. But I'm okay with moving on. The next one I used up was kind of interesting to me. This is the Sensationals Wonderland. It says berry, apples, and peony. And it says that this belongs to the floral fragrance family. I think that, I mean, it's definitely not the same fragrance, but I think that if you like Beautiful Day, you would like this because it is a distinctly fruit and floral scent. I think I definitely get the berry, the apple, and the peony. It's very floral with that fruitiness. It's very sweet. It's very body care, not something I would eat for sure. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Would I go out on my way to repurchase it? Like, maybe, but I wouldn't hoard it. So I would repurchase, not horrified, but I wouldn't purchase like 10 of them. And the very last one that I used up, I know is not out for like the very first time, but this is the first time that I've had it. This is the ice cream shop from Sensationals. It says that it's in the bakery scent family. So this to me, I think is just Sensational's version of wild berry cheesecake. It smells pretty much the exact same. This is not as strong, but I definitely got a berry and bakery note. I don't feel like it was definitely ice cream in the same way that like Summer Scoop from Yankee I think is definitely an ice cream fragrance, but it just smelled like a nice kind of creamy berry. So I don't know that I repurchased this. I think I'd rather honestly just get the wild berry cheesecake. But yeah, it was fine. And I feel like if you have used this, then you're not really missing anything from wild berry cheesecake if you have never used wild berry cheesecake before. So that is it. Like I said, lots and lots of wax melt empties. I went through a ton of melts in May. I'm hoping to focus a little bit more on my candle burning in June and July, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. As always, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Schoolhouse of Iron. Again, I'll put it down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.